everyone, and welcome back to the movie quiz. I am your host, Chris Mann Nelson, and in just a few minutes, you and I will be embarking together on a trivia odyssey through 36 questions, all Oscar themed tonight. Tonight is the kickoff of season 10. It's the 10th season, dear God. And this season will culminate in the 100th game. The season finale of season 10 will be game number, let me adjust the mic here. It'll be game number 100. So that's really exciting. Once you've gotten yourself signed up, once you are all ready, you picked a good team name, you've signed up, you've hit join the game, you're going to be joined by my guest tonight. You just saw her. Even if you didn't play the previous game, you definitely saw her as her game was ending. She hosts her game every night on this, not every night. Jesus, it's been a while. I'm rusty. I got to shake the rust off. Excuse me. I'm glad I picked a live game first, not a pre-taped game after 3 months. So please, anyway, forget what I said. Please welcome Meredith. Meredith is here on the show.
Hi.
Hi, Meredith.
Yes,
thank you.
it's not every day. That would be a lot. It is twice.
That would be a lot. It's Mondays and Wednesdays. Every Monday and Wednesday, Meredith and Peter do their show. Yes, not every day. That would be, that would be like a full-on Jeopardy schedule. So
for real.
Meredith, welcome back. You and Peter were here for the big Oscar bonanza last year.
Yes.
And we all got dressed up. I did not get dressed up this year, mostly because me and my both my kids have had a stomach bug the last few days. Right after watching Triangle of Sadness, I got sick. So I honestly think I caught it through the television somehow.
Yes, gross.
It was awful.
You were wearing like a tuxedo and your kid barked on it.
Exactly. Yeah, good thing I didn't get dressed up. Jesus. So like last year, if you played the game last year, you'll know that I did it on Oscar night. We played a game, and then it was just a freestanding game though. It was not part of the season, but I had you do Oscar picks. Everyone could make their Oscar picks here in the trivia software, in the Rizio software. But they didn't count. They were just for fun. But this year they're actually going to count. And if you're like Ryan in the chat, happy birthday, by the way, Ryan. If you're like Ryan and you love weird effed up decimal scores, every correct Oscar pick is worth 1/4 of a point because there's 23 categories. So I couldn't put 23 points on the table, but each correct pick will be worth 1/4 point. So a total of 6 points will be you can get if you run the board for the Oscars. So stick around after the game. You'll be making your picks, and then I will update them after Sunday's ceremony. So all of that spiel out of the way. Meredith, how are you doing? How's everything going? How's it been I've been out of the picture. So I've played the game. I've played your game many times, but I haven't been here. Everything's going good?
Yeah, things are good. We've missed having the movie quiz. I feel like for the last 3 months, I've been like, it's coming back, everybody. And I'm glad that it's finally here. Yeah, things have been steady, and we've got the King's Cup coming up this weekend. So it's always a bit of a busy week for us when we've got that going on, but also really fun.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to do that.
So the Oscars are my second favorite holiday, so I'm very happy to celebrate.
So our first round tonight is called Panning for More Gold. It's all about actors who reprised Oscar-winning roles. Panning for More Gold is your first question. All right, question number 1. After winning for The Fugitive, Tommy Lee Jones came back as tenacious lawman Sam Gerard in 1998's U.S. Marshals, where he chased down another falsely accused man. Played by what actor? Your options are Samuel L. Jackson, Robert Downey Jr., Wesley Snipes, or Jamie Foxx. All right, I'm going to put a timer on. Look at this. Look at this now. I've got a timer on screen.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This is nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it a little more self-contained.
I like it. I think it makes it more approachable for people who are playing virtually.
Yeah, I know it's a little.
Maybe check out the game later or something.
Yeah, I'm hoping to make it a little more accessible for also if you missed a game, you can come back and you can check it out. All right. So the answer here is another innocent man. It's Wesley Snipes. Sam Gerard's supposed to be so good at his job, but he keeps getting all these innocent men snared in his trap. He doesn't care if they're innocent or not,
He
though,
doesn't care. Yeah.
as he explicitly states. All right, here we go. Question number 2. In 1974, Gene Hackman came back for The French Connection Part 2, stepping back into the shoes of what real-life New York City detective? So I'm looking for the name of the character. He was a real person who was fictionalized for The French Connection. Gene Hackman won an Oscar, and then he came back for more.
Tough one. That first one I was excited about because I'm like, ooh, this was a hint. I did some research about U.S. Marshals today.
I feel like U.S. Marshals has come up before. I feel like it's been discussed, maybe in a previous game.
Maybe your sequels. Sequels? Didn't you do?
Yes, maybe we must. Yeah, because you and Peter play this sequels game. I think right.
So,
you were
yeah.
here. All right, so let's take a look at the answer for this one. This was a real person. Apparently, he was like very racist and not so great. It's Jimmy Popeye Doyle. Popeye Doyle, who then there was also, I think, a Popeye Doyle TV show and also another movie where Ed O'Neill played Popeye Doyle in something else. So there's been a lot of Popeye Doyles out there. All right, here we go. Question number 3. Greed is good, which could explain why Michael Douglas returned as Gordon Gekko for a second Wall Street film, which had what subtitle? Was the subtitle of Wall Street 2 Money Never Sleeps, The Color of Money, Money Monster, or All the Money in the World?
Greed is good.
This
I've never seen any Wall Street movie. Are they
No,
worth it? Should I check it out?
I don't think so. I think you're fine without it. Wow, I think we got a social shaping up here. Almost. Real close to a full 100% social. And also, let me know in the chat, Meredith, are you playing on Rizio too, or are you just in here in the? Are you? I am
playing on Rizio. I'm
okay. Cool.
How am I going to be an optimist?
Okay. Oh, your classic. Okay. Does are the timers matching pretty decent?
It's a little bit off, but it's pretty good though. I kind of like the what you're showing on the screen is a little bit faster than Rizio.
Let me know. Yeah, let me know in the chat if it's lining up, because I'm trying new stuff. Gotta spice it up after 10 seasons of this. All right, so the answer here, which pretty much everybody got, it's Money Never Sleeps. It's Money Never Sleeps. Goodness, 95% of teams got that one right. That is certainly a social if I've ever seen one. So nicely done. You all remember. Look at Shia LaBeouf over there when he was just like, there was a law that you had to put him in every movie from
apparently.
He was in iRobot, and he was just in things that he had no business being in. All right. He was fine. He was all right for what he did, but he flew too close to the sun. Icarus LaBeouf. All right, here comes your next question about actors reprising their Oscar-winning roles. Despite dying in the first film, John Gielgud was back as a ghost vision or something in Arthur 2 on the Rocks, playing Hobson, a character with what profession? Was Hobson a banker, a butler, a bartender, or a bookkeeper? What was Hobson's profession in the Arthur films?
The Abyss is saying that you should be canceled for mentioning Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Hang on. Yeah. Yeah. Hang on. Yeah, I will. Hang on. It's coming. The cancellation is coming. But I can't cancel myself when I'm doing the countdown timer.
Interesting.
because they're both overlays. So hang on. There we go. There we go. Now I'm canceled. You can rest assured that I'm can't. I think there's more canceling coming down the pipe. It's
I'm ready for
inevitable.
it.
It's kind of unavoidable. All right, so let's see. He was his butler. His butler. Bartender was the curveball there because Arthur is notoriously inebriated as a character, but that character was his butler. All right, let's go on to, hang on. There's the answer. There he is. There's Gielgud's face. All right, question number 5. This one is it's a fill in the blank here. I'm just looking for one word. During his Oscar speech, his acceptance speech, Jack Palance seemingly insulted his City Slickers co-star by paraphrasing his character from the film, saying, "Billy Crystal, I blank bigger than him." But I guess all was fine because he was back 2 years later as Curly's twin brother. So he kind of reprised it. He's basically playing the exact same character. It counts.
Man, a blank like this, you're asking for a lot of joke answers. I hope you get
I know, but I think last year, if I'm not mistaken, I had a category about crazy Oscar speeches.
Sounds familiar.
I can't remember if this was in here.
I think it may have been because I remember being like, not knowing that Jack Palance had won an Oscar. So
yeah, no, he won for City Slickers of all movies. Like City Slickers is an Oscar-winning film, which is pretty incredible. All right,
so China, you'd be people.
That has a tiny Jake Gyllenhaal in it. City Slickers 1. And then City Slickers 2, they couldn't even get who didn't come back for that? Bruno Kirby, I think, didn't come back for that. All right, so let's reveal the answer for this one. I crap bigger than him. I crap bigger than him. It's something Curly says in the movie. If you put a variation on defecation, you got the point. The direct quote is crap, but I took a few different answers there. Man, look at him. He's doing these he did these. This was insane. This was maybe the most insane Oscar acceptance speech of all time. He was just like,
did he do a push-up?
Yeah, he did a one-handed push-up. That's him doing push-ups. But nobody remembered that one line from the movie. So everyone was like, and Billy Crystal was the host of that ceremony. So everyone was like, why is he like going after Billy Crystal and then like working out on the stage? What is happening? All right. Question number 6. 10 years after Silence of the Lambs, Anthony Hopkins reprised his Oscar-winning role of Dr. Lecter in Hannibal. However, Jodie Foster did not return, handing over the role of Clarice Starling to what actress? What actress took over as Clarice?
I've never seen any of the sequels, but Silence of the Lambs is one of my favorite movies ever.
Oh, it's so good. It's crazy because as good as they like. All right, this one is bad. I think this came up last season too. That it's completely insane that Hannibal was directed by Ridley Scott, and that movie is bad. And then the next movie is Red Dragon, which is directed by Brett Ratner, who stinks, and that movie is good. It's like, how did that happen? And then there's Hannibal Rising, we do not discuss at all. It was just a cash in to like Thomas Harris, the author of the books, wrote the screenplay because he's just like, he wrote the book because they were like, we're gonna write a Hannibal book anyway without you. So he's like, I might as well do it. So the answer here, do you remember? I know you didn't see the sequels, but do you remember?
I do know. Yeah, I know it's Julianne Moore.
It is. It's Julianne Moore. Julianne Moore is the answer here. Let's see, 75% of teams got that right. Nicely done. All right, coming up to the latter quarter, the last quarter of the round here. 2 questions to go. Question number 7. What 1985 sci-fi comedy earned Don Amici an Oscar at the age of 77 in a role he returned to in a sequel appropriately subtitled The Return? So I'm looking for the name of the movie. Earned Don Amici, who's like the second, I think holds the record as like the second oldest person to second or third oldest person to win an Oscar.
Yeah, I know definitely Anthony Hopkins is now the oldest.
Yeah, I read that in research because of the father, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did you see The Father?
I haven't seen it.
It's really good. I mean, it's a hard watch, but it's good. The Son, apparently, kind of a sequel with Hugh Jackman. Have not seen that one.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I didn't
Yeah, it came out in 2022, and anyway, like bad joke, like the Holy Spirit's
Yeah,
coming
that's the
next.
trilogy. That's gonna be the or Trinity, I guess you'd have to say. I love unlikely sequels though. I love movies that are like, whoa, this movie has why does this movie have a sequel? Or
Yeah,
like Clerks is a trilogy. Like, why? It's
and
so
there's
odd.
another coming, isn't there?
Another Clerks?
I think
Oh
so.
god, stop. No.
No, maybe I'm thinking Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh yeah, he'll never stop doing that. He refuses to stop. All right, so this one, the movie that we're looking for, it's Cocoon. Cocoon is your answer here. 65% of teams got that right. Yeah, I put in his age too as maybe as a tip. Directed by Ron Howard. This movie, I
I
didn't
love
realize.
this movie. Also,
I haven't seen
there's
it.
this.
This
I'm
was like
sorry.
an
Go ahead.
always on cable movie. I remember this one
I've
and the second one were on HBO constantly.
I think I've only seen it once, so I didn't have that experience of like dropping in on it, but like the one time I watched it, I was like, this is so fun. Also, apparently Wilfred Brimley in the movie is only like 50 something.
He's really young. Yeah, there's a Twitter account that's
Yes,
the Brimley Cocoon line. Do you know
I
that
do.
account?
Like, oh, you've reached your Wilfred
Yeah,
Brimley
you're now
age.
as old as yeah, it's only like I think it's 51 is the Brimley Cocoon line. He's like 51 years old. Who like that's insane. Like that's how old like
I know. He
who
comes
the,
off so much
like
older.
Hugh Jackman is older than that. Like crazy.
It
Oh my
is.
god. It's nuts. All right, so let's take a look at your final question of this round. After they both took home Oscars for 1983's Terms of Endearment, this pair came back 13 years later for the sequel, The Evening Star. And you get a half point for each of these. Half point for each.
One of these people I was looking up a little bit earlier today. I think I'm right about the other, but time will tell.
All right. Time is just about up. Let's take a look at your answers here. There are two answers for this one. It's Jack Nicholson and Shirley MacLaine. Jack Nicholson and Shirley MacLaine are your answers. They both won for this movie and they both came back. And I found an article that was about like people that reprise their roles in movies. And it was just like, should they have? And almost like they gave like a verdict for each one. And almost unanimously, every one of them was like, nope, this was a bad idea. Some of them were like, it was like the best any of the reprisals conjured was like, yeah, it didn't do any harm. It was like Cocoon 2 was fine, US Marshals was fine, but everything else was like, this was bad. This was a bad film, and they should not have done it. But it's a paycheck. It's a nice, I'm sure these are all very nice paychecks. Meredith, how do you feel about that after that first round?
Not too bad, but not great.
Not great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm in
it's
the
tough.
middle.
It's tough. All right, so that's going to bring us to our second round, which is our picture round. Second round is the picture round, and it's all about modern. I'm using the term modern loosely. It's modern black and white best picture nominees. So it's all from the last 50 or so years. 1970 or later. So I'm going to do this one. If you've been playing the NYC Trivia League game, I'm going to be doing it in that style where I'm going to put all 10 up at once. And then I'm going to give you 4 minutes to fill them all out and hit submit. Okay. So you're going to see them all show up here. Make sure that you put them in the correct order. You're going to see them. You're going to see them on the trivia stream. You're also going to see them embedded in Rizio. All right. And I'm giving you 240 seconds on the clock. I'm doing the full 4-minute timer. You'll see it. Let's start it. Here we go.
Whoa.
Make sure that you put them in order. Here, I can go. I'll go full screen on this one. I'm just checking. Oh, sorry, Helsinki. I'm just catching up on. Let me look back on. Yeah, let me just regrade those. If you misspelled Shirley MacLaine, I'm just going through them now. Everything should be good. Everybody who's got points coming their way should have them. How you doing so far with it, Meredith? How's it feeling?
It's going okay. There are a few that I'm not sure about, and others where I'm like, I know instantly. So sometimes I feel when I don't know one, I'm like, well, I just don't know this movie. So I'm kind of stuck. For instance, number 8. What is that?
I know. I purposely picked a tough one for that. There, like if I picked a more obvious image, it would be a little too obvious.
Okay, well that's kind of helpful. Maybe.
Also, just catching up on some of the chat here. While you got about just under 2 minutes left. Helsinki saying that oldest and shortest screen time for an Oscar. Tony Hopkins setting all the records. Ryan saying that Cocoon 2 is a super rare DVD. If you've got Cocoon 2, you might be sitting on a gold mine. And that Peter confirming that the Brimley line is 50, and that Rudd was in that. Rudd passed that line. That's crazy. That Paul Rudd is older than Wilford Brimley was.
I hope Cocoon gets remade with him in the Brimley role.
It's just they should do a reverse Cocoon where it's like all these sexy 50-year-olds, like all these sexy 50 and 60-year-olds who then like get in a cocoon. Or no, the cocoon is in their pool is what it is. The cocoon's just sitting there, but it should just make them all like old. It should make them old. It should reverse.
That's a funny idea. I'd like
But
to
I guess
see that.
I mean M. Night Shyamalan already made a movie about getting old by water.
True. Which was terrifying, honestly. Did you see Old?
I did see Old. Yeah, there's some like everyone's dunking on it, and it is a little silly, but honestly, some of the sequences were pretty solid.
I think so too. Yeah. Ooh, okay. I'm putting some guesses in here for the ones I'm not sure about. Yeah, there were some truly memorable moments in that movie. I agree. People dunked on it harder than they should have, but
yeah, I think it was just like, I mean, M. Night Shyamalan kind of shot himself in the foot with like Lady in the Water and all that stuff. like
Yes.
because he kind of turned himself, but he also blew it with Glass, because he had like a comeback. It's like he had a comeback with Split, and then he had a chance to do his trilogy, and he just could not stick the landing. All right, I'm just going through these, making sure everybody's got their points correctly awarded to them. And I think we're good. All right. So Meredith, which ones were you stuck on?
2, 6, and 8.
2, 6, and 8. All right. 2 is from like the 2000s. 6 is the oldest one here. Let's reveal them here. Let's reveal them here on the stream and also see how people did. Number 1 is Roma, a nominee from just a couple years ago. Number 2 is Good Night and Good Luck, the Clooney directed movie about Edward R. Murrow. 3 is The Elephant Man. That was our most successful audience poll there, 75% of teams. More than Schindler's List, which I'm surprised. I thought Ben Kingsley and a bunch of Nazis back there might give it away. 5 is Mank. 6 is The Last Picture Show. 7, I put a clue up about this. This was a Best Picture winner. That dog was all over the place. That's The Artist. The dog's name was R.I.P. He was Uggy. And if I had put boxing, if I put De Niro boxing, it would have been way too easy. I think it would have been, but that's him. That's the opening scene of Raging Bull, where no, it's not the opening scene. The opening scene is where he's on stage, but yeah, it's where he's all heavy. All right. So let's see how we're looking. Let's take this out of here and see how we're looking after. Well, no, wait, you know what? Sorry, I'm rusty because it's time for the lightning round. We got to do, let's do the lightning round. Lightning round is one question that has 4 answers, a quick way to rack up 4 points. So it's going to work kind of similar to the last round, where you're just going to see 4 fields. But for this one, order does not count. Order does not count for this one. All right, so let's reveal your question. Let's take a look at it here. You'll also see it embedded in Rizio here, and let's read it. John Cazale, pictured right there, only made 5 movies before his untimely death in 1978. Each one of them was nominated for Best Picture, excluding the one that's a sequel. So you don't put the one that's a sequel. There's one that's a sequel. You can't double down. Excluding the one that's a sequel. What were those films? What were those films? There were only 5. We're taking one out because it was a sequel. So you can't double down on it. Let me know what those 4 movies were. Each one of there were some winners, some that didn't win, but all of his movies that he appeared in were nominated.
No losers.
No losers.
Call a movie a loser. That was
this movie is a loser. What a loser. I mean, there are loser movies. All right, let's start the timer now.
What a career for such a short amount of time.
Absolutely insane.
Wasn't he like married to or engaged to Meryl Streep?
Yeah, they were basically married. Yeah.
What a bummer. Ooh, your timer started again.
Uh-oh. Yeah, it loops. It loops. I got to remember there's a learning curve here.
For sure.
I'm adding new stuff. I'm making things even more complicated for myself, which is probably not a good idea.
No, it's going great.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, let me just make sure that everybody's got their points coming to them. Yep. Here we go. All right. So the sequel, put the original or put the sequel, but you couldn't get points if you put both. The movies in question here are The Godfather, The Conversation, another Francis Ford Coppola movie that was nominated in the same year as The Godfather, Dog Day Afternoon. He was the other. acted opposite Al Pacino in that. And The Deer Hunter. There's Meryl Streep. She's right. She's right in there. All right. So we got 85% of teams got The Godfather, 60 got Deer Hunter, and then Dog Day Afternoon. And the conversation was definitely the tough one. There's still plenty game to play, and this is also where people get mad because it's the puzzle round. It's the puzzle round. Puzzles, word play, however you want to think of it. This is a type of round that I started, I think, with the Star Wars game last year, and I've used it a couple more times. It's a hidden characters puzzle. So the way that, yes, Peter wants me to cancel myself for this one is actually me canceling myself, not just for mentioning a truly canceled person. All right, so I'm going to give you a clue, and hidden in that clue are 2 or 3 words that hide the name of a character. This round is all about the best animated feature Oscar winners. So the answer will be 2 or 3 words that hide the name of a character from those movies, from that movie. All right. So I've got an example here for you. This one is just to get you on your feet. This sidekick from 2013's Best Animated Feature winner should have melted into a pool after the film was over, but he was back for the sequel. So this character's name is hidden in 2 words. It's in order too. It's completely in order. So Meredith, help me out here. What character do you think I'm talking about?
So it's Olaf.
I'm
looking for it in there.
Is
it Pool After?
It is. It's Pool After. Pool After. So your answer would not be Olaf. Your answer would be Pool After. You need to tell me where the character is hiding. The character is hiding somewhere in there. And none of these aren't going to be like weird questions where I'm making up a scenario to fit the words. It might be phrased a little oddly, but they're all true things. These are all going to be true facts. All right. So here we go. Let's start with your actual first question. This one counts. This title character may have been programmed to stow all Earth's trash, but he also collected the 2008 Oscar. And a point of order, when I use years, I'm using the year that the movie is from. I'm talking about the year the movie was released, not the year of the ceremony, generally. All right, so this title character, and this character's name is hidden across 3 words. In order.
Love it. Animated characters, right up my alley. I feel like I'm going to know who you're talking about instantly, which is going to save me some time in searching for the
that's
names.
the thing. I wanted to make sure that it was no tomfoolery with the clue. The clue needs to lead you to the right character. So I think that's the best way to do it, is go character and then try to figure out where that character is hiding. All right. So who are we talking about here, Meredith?
Wally.
And where is Wally? Where's Wally? Where's Waldo?
Well, he's in Stow All Earths.
Stow All Earths. That's right. Stow All Earths has Wally in it. And he does. He stows all of Earth's trash. There he is with a Rubik's Cube. But he won. He won. And they never made a Wally 2, thank God. I'm surprised that Pixar never. There's a whole bunch of stuff I can't believe they haven't cashed in on. Because like they could do a Wally 2. They could find a way.
I appreciate their restraint. I hope they don't.
I know.
Although I heard there's another Toy Story. Is that true?
I was just about to say that. That's insane. Why? Just please.
It's been over twice now. I'm done.
You did fine. Like it was perfect as a trilogy. Should probably never have been 4, but 4 was fine enough. So just leave it alone. Yeah. Stop poking him. He's already dead. All right, here comes question number 2. The filmmakers behind this 2003 aquatic title character might have thought that they'd take home one more Oscar when they released a sequel in 2016, but that film failed to get a nomination. The filmmakers behind this 2003 aquatic title character might have thought they'd take home one more Oscar when they released a sequel in 2016, but that film failed to get a nomination, and that is hidden across 2 words, that character's name. Give me those 2 words. Not the character's name, but the 2 words are what I'm looking for.
I'm shocked that that movie sequel was not nominated.
Yeah, it wasn't. It didn't even crack the list.
I gotta say, I liked that movie, the sequel.
Yeah, the sequel's really good. Yeah, it's weird that it.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe just thinking sequels are, not art, but then Toy Story 3 is like, everyone loves it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I maybe they just like were like, all right, enough Pixar. I think Pixar did really like Disney 2016. Disney had 2 nominees with Zootopia and Moana, and I think maybe I don't know, maybe the thinking was like enough. That's too it's too much.
Yeah.
All right. So the character, the title aquatic character we're talking about here is Nemo, and you can find Nemo, so to speak, in one more. One more is hiding the words Nemo. That's where he is. All right. Question number 3. The Academy must have really liked when this sidekick character crooned on key when singing I'm a Believer, because they awarded his movie the first ever Best Animated Feature Oscar. And this is in 3 words. Give me those 3 words that's hiding this sidekick character's name. I'll give you some time before starting the timer.
Cute. I like it. I love these. Must be fun to write. Figuring out how
This is actually, I think this is like my favorite puzzle to write, because it's just like find a bunch of words and then figure out like how you can split, like what words lend themselves, what character names lend themselves to being split up. All right, so we're talking about, of course, Donkey. And you can find Donkey in Crooned on Key. It actually, if you say Crooned on Key out loud, you say donkey, basically. So Crooned on Key is, it sounds like you're awkwardly commanding Donkey to sing. Crooned on Key.
It's a weird emphasis.
Yeah, I've never spoken before. All right, here comes question number 4. This superpowered teen from 2018's winner will suit up in 2023 to stop more villains and moral escapades across different dimensions. 2 words. This superpowered teen from 2018's winner will suit up in 2013 to stop more villains and moral escapades across different dimensions. Hidden in 2 words.
Oh no, I don't see it. I know the answer.
I'm just catching up on the chat here. Did I see Puss in Boots: The Last Wish? I did, actually. It was Clara's first time ever in a movie theater a week or 2 ago, and she did not know what to make of what she was seeing. But it was really good. We liked it. All right.
What movie was it? I missed it.
Puss in Boots, the new Puss in Boots. And I also watched Marcel the Shell today while we were all home sick. All right. So yes, as the Swinner points out, looking for Miles. It wasn't Miles. You had the right character, but I needed his last name. His last name is hidden there. It's Morales. Miles Morales from Across the Spider-Verse is the new one. Into the Spider-Verse is the original, and Moral Escapades is hiding the word Morales, the name Morales. All right. Getting booed by Peter. All right. Here comes your fifth question. Whenever talking about 2006's Best Animated Oscar winner, I have to prepare myself to remind people that this character's name is not Ratatouille or Rakakuni. Two words. Two words. All right.
I've got a question about this one.
You got a question about this
I
one?
want to see what the answer is, and then I may have a follow-up question.
Oh, please do. All right. So the answer here, we're looking for Remy the rat. And so prepare myself has Remy.
I spelled Remy with an I and put
yeah, it's R-E-M-Y. It's R-E-M-Y is how his name is spelled. So it's prepare myself. All right, hang on. All right, so our next question number 6. In the 2012 race, and for this one, I actually am talking about the year of the Oscar race, 2011 movie. In the 2012 race, Nickelodeon's relatively small film division outran Goliath studios like Pixar and DreamWorks and won the award thanks to this lizard. And someone in their answer did point out that Ratatouille wasn't the 2006 movie. That was Happy Feet. I guess Ratatouille is 05 then, right? You're right.
I would put it 07.
Oh, 07. You're right. What one in 05? Yeah, Ratatouille is definitely 07.
What one? It's a great question. Peter, do you know?
Incredibles was the 2004 movie. 2005.
Was there another? Oh, I think it's Finding Nemo.
Oh, it's hang on, wait. I actually can't say it because it's gonna come up much later in the movie in the quiz. All right, I think everybody who submitted got this right because the answer the lizard we're looking for is Rango, whose name can be found in Outran Goliath. Outran Goliath is your answer. That is hiding the name Rango. All right, 2 more questions in this round. Ooh, this looks weird. Why does this look weird? Because it's bold. It's bolded on Google Slides. All right, the first 2 Odysseys this character and his friends went on predated the animation Oscar, but movies 3 and 4 took home the prize. The first 2 Odysseys this character and his friends went on predated the animation Oscar, but movies 3 and 4 took home the prize. Apologies for how strange that looks if you're mainly looking at the stream. Yeah, the font weight is too high. Yes, that's what it is. It's bold. It was bolded. That's why it does not translate well.
How's it going so far with having people play on StreamYard? Are you getting anyone submitting that way?
Yeah, well, I've done one pre-record already. I've already recorded the episode that will be happening in 2 weeks. And it was fun. We just played in this way, kind of informally. And it was fun to just kind of have it self-contained. And then, then I got to figure out, I got to do the learning curve on doing running a video and timing that the right way. But I think that'll be, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to go well. And it'll also make sure that the show ends at a reasonable hour. All right. So this one, most teams got this one right. We're talking about Woody because Toy Story 3 and 4 won, but Toy Story 1 and 2 predate the Toy Story 2 was 2 years before Shrek, which was the first winner. So Two Odysseys is your answer here. Two Odysseys hides the name Woody. All right, and we've got one last question here in this round. And it is, we don't talk about how Disney not entering this character's hit song led to a Best Original Song snub. Runoff voting surely would have earned Mr. Miranda an EGOT. The film did win Best Animated Feature, though. So I'm looking for a character name. This movie won, but it won the Best Animated Feature Oscar. It did not win Best Original Song.
Do you remember what did?
No Time to Die.
Yeah.
Which I was like, that's not a great Bond theme. I like Billie Eilish. The weird
thing about that theme was that, so it was released as a single in 2020, and then the movie didn't come out for like 2 years.
Yeah. It was so, oh man, that movie, I remember you could like, No Time to Die really like was a great yardstick for how like you could tell how desperate the world felt during the early days of the pandemic by like when they kept kicking the can down the road for No Time to Die and Black Widow. Cause it was just like, at first they were like, okay, look, everybody, we need to stay home and flatten the curve. So we're gonna, No Time to Die.
Flatten the curve.
Supposed to come out in April of 2020. We can't do that, obviously. November, let's come back. We're gonna put No Time to Die and Black Widow out in the fall. And even then I was just like, are you sure about that? And then it was just like, no, okay, now it's gonna be February. No, now it's gonna be like June. It was like, okay, this is grim. This is just getting more and more bleak by how far these movies are getting pushed down the road till. All right, so let me just make sure that everybody's getting their points. All right, looks good. All right, so we're talking, even though you're not supposed to talk about him, we're talking about Bruno. There's a period in there, so punctuation be damned. His name is still in there. Snub runoff is your answer for that one. 62% of teams got that one right. So Meredith, you went into that round feeling good. How did you come out of it? Did you do well?
I got them all except for Remy because I technically a spelling error.
Well, it's like they say in sports, there's no I in Remy. It is time for the double points round. So each question I'm going to ask you has 2 answers, and you get 1 full point for either one. These do not have to be in any kind of order. It doesn't matter. If you put 1 and you know it, you get that point. If you know 2, you get that point. You get 2 points. So this one's called Holy Oscars Batman, and it's going to be all about the intersection of Batman movies, Batman actors, all kinds of Batman stuff, and Oscar winners. All right. So it's not necessarily going to be about Batman movies that won Oscars, but Oscar winners in Batman movies, stuff like that. All right. So remember, each one of these has 2 answers. Each one's worth a point. Let me bring up the round. All right, here we go with your first question. Back-to-back Best Picture winning films of the 2010s, starring 3-time Batman Michael Keaton. I had to rewrite this question before the show because I wrote it as 2-time Batman Michael Keaton, and I remembered that he's coming back awkwardly in he's coming back
the Flash.
He's coming back as the canceling myself because of the Flash person.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like they're really stuck with that movie. They're like, we have to release it even though we don't want to.
I feel like I had this conversation with somebody, and it was like, I think if Keaton was not in it, they would scrap it. They would too. I think they would Batgirl it if what is that? They do not know what they're doing.
What a mess. I feel like they're just trying to start over, burn it down.
Such a mess. They are. They're literally starting over with James Gunn.
Yeah,
They're
I'm
just like,
hopeful for that.
I mean, I do like, one thing I like about what Warner and DC are doing is like the whole, just like, look, there's like 5 different Jokers and it doesn't, none of it matters. Pattinson's over here and then there's Affleck over here. I like that they're just like not completely stuck with the continuity that Marvel is getting bogged down by it, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I mean, Marvel recast Scott Lang's daughter, so they're not totally bogged down.
No, that's true. All right, so these 2 movies here, they won back to back in 20 for the years 2014 and 15. It's Birdman and Spotlight. Birdman and Spotlight. If you one team went for it and typed Birdman or the Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. They went all in on it. So kudos to that team and your nimble fingers. All right, here comes question number 2. Academy Award winners who have played Alfred Pennyworth on the big screen. So there are 2 actors, 2 Oscar winners have played Alfred. Who are they? Give you some time to type. All right, let's start that timer now.
There's a person who has played this character who really should have an Oscar
I
and
know. I had to
doesn't.
double check to make sure that he didn't have one. You're
I hope
talking.
we're talking about the same person. Andy
You're talking.
Serkis.
Andy Serkis. Yeah, that's the one who should. If they were in their right mind about how motion capture is a performance,
Yes.
but the two that did win is Michael Caine, which a lot of people most people got Michael Caine, but also Jeremy Irons. He's Batfleck's Alfred. And that also, I'd like to introduce you all to the graphic for season 10, Pumping Irons. We're pumping irons
Yeah.
here, baby. There's gonna be Jeremy Irons content in all, if not most, of the games. Pumping Irons is what we're doing. It was what we're doing here in season 10. All right, 81% of teams knew Michael Caine. 43 knew Jeremy Irons, which is they were those 43. They're pumping irons. They're pumping irons. They're doing great. Pretty good though, because that was hard. All right, question number 3. The movies that earned Oscar wins for Catwoman, Halle Berry, and Anne Hathaway. So what were the movies that each of those women won their Oscars for? Both of them Catwomen, to varying degrees of success.
For a moment, I was thinking that they had won these Oscars for playing Catwoman.
Yeah, no, they did not. They did
That is
not.
not true.
No, almost no one has won for a Batman movie. I won't say how many because that will be a question. But what are the
Halle
movies?
Berry's still the only woman of color to win a Best Actress Oscar.
That's crazy.
Truly. Messed up.
All right, pretty good breakdown of teams. Getting this one, some pretty good shots in the dark for Halle Berry here. Swordfish and Gothica. I don't think they're handing out Swordfish awards. All right, the movies they won for is Monsters Ball and Les Mis. Monsters Ball and Les Mis. 52 and 52, an even split. Both for both of these. About half the teams knew these 2 movies. All right, here comes your next question in Holy Oscars Batman. Of the 3 actors who have played the Penguin in theatrically released films, the 2 who are Oscar nominees. Three men have played the Penguin in a theatrically released live action movie, and 2 of them have Oscar nominations.
Does it have to be an acting Oscar?
Yes, it does have to be an acting Oscar. That's a great question because yes, an acting nomination because yeah, one of them, the one who doesn't have an acting nomination, I think does have producing nominations. So
A
yeah, it does.
win, I think, actually.
Oh, for Argo? Oh no, for
Ooh.
I forget, but you're right. But so the person we're talking about who we're pretty sure I'm pretty sure Meredith's right, does have producing like a best picture nominee. That's Danny DeVito. DeVito though does not have any acting nominations. We're talking about Colin Farrell and Burgess Meredith here. DeVito, surprisingly, that was tough. It was a tough one. It was intentionally tough. But yeah, Colin Farrell is nominated this year. I think he's been nominated before, but
It's his first nomination.
It is his first. I thought it might be.
Yeah, and they're making it a TV show. Did you know?
Really?
The Penguin on HBO Max.
Oh my God. I mean, he's great in it. I mean, if you don't like seeing him like that, then you got to cancel HBO Max because he's coming for you. Here, let's see. I'll take that. I'm just regrading. Excuse me 1 sec. All right. So let's look. We're halfway through this round. Your next Batman pairing, these two answers are going to be numbers. Okay. So a number and a number for this one. Part 1, total number of Oscar winners who have played the Joker. Part 2, how many of them earned their Oscar for playing the Joker?
Great
okay,
question.
So part 1, total number of Oscar winners who have played the Joker. Part 2, how many of them earned their award actually for playing the Joker?
I love it. This is my kind of question, Chris. I'm into it.
You like this one?
Yes, I do. In 2008 or 7, I was on Family Feud playing for the Ohio State University, and one of these movies came up in one of the questions, and before we were on, the producers like came up to me and the other girl who we were like going head to head with each other, and they were like, please make sure that you're specific in your response. And it was all we find out it's all Heath Ledger movies, and be specific in your response was about making sure that you say The Dark Knight and not Batman. And the girl beat me on the buzzer, but she said Batman. And then I was like, oh, I have a rebuttal opportunity. And I was like, The Dark Knight. Like such a jerk.
Did you win? How did you do in the game?
We did win, yeah.
Nice. My family was on Family Feud when I was a baby.
Oh my God.
So and they won, but it's like a legend in my family that my dad he went second in the finale round. He's gonna be fucking pissed that I'm telling this on Twitch. All of Twitch knows this now, but like my cousin, I think, went first, and she cleared like all the number 1 answers out. So like he said, like he was left just being like saying goofy stuff because he said the right answer. He said the number 1 answer, and then like it kept getting the.
Yep,
so all right, this one proved a little tricky because most people know there's 2, Heath Ledger and Joaquin Phoenix. Both won for playing the Joker, but there are actually 4 Oscar winners have played the Joker in total. Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, Jared Leto, who was not a good Joker at all. He's not good. He's a whole other thing. And Joaquin Phoenix. So there's 4 Oscar winning Jokers. 2 of them won for playing the Joker. All right. Question number 6. Movies that earned, let me reveal the answers here. 2, most people got, and 4 proved a little trickier. All right, question number 6. Movies that earned Harley Quinn actor Margot Robbie an Oscar nomination. She's gotten 2 Oscar nominations For what two movies? It is Morbin time.
Have you seen Babylon?
I have not seen it. It's somewhere streaming, right?
I think we had to buy it to watch
Oh,
it.
really? I think
Yeah.
it was on like Peacock or somewhere.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it's on like Paramount Plus, which is the one we
It's
don't have.
somewhere. Man, I like canceled a whole bunch of streaming uh services that I had, and like then like everything I wanted to watch hit, like Tar hit Peacock like the day after I canceled it.
You need to set up some email accounts for your kids and start some free trials.
I know, that's true. And I've been catching up today since we were Desmond was homesick. I watched some of the animated shorts coming up, so I could be I want to sign up for my own game here because I want to log my picks too.
Oh.
I forgot I did that last year. All right, so this one was tricky. One of them was, I think one is easy and one is tough. That's my opinion. Which two did you put for Margot Robbie?
I put I, Tonya and Bombshell.
You are right. It's I, Tonya and Bombshell. Those are the two. I had kind of forgotten about Bombshell when I was researching this. It kind of came. It was like a big award season deal, and then kind of vanished.
Yeah, it wasn't the best movie.
No, not really.
No.
All right, here comes your next question. Question number 7. Batman love interests. I'm looking for the character names here. Batman love interests played by Oscar winners Kim Basinger and Nicole Kidman. What characters that Batman smooches did these two Oscar winning ladies play? Making you go back to the 90s, the 80s and 90s for these. All right, timer's starting. Did you watch these a lot growing up, Meredith? Or I feel like you either like
I did. I would say as a kid, Batman was definitely my favorite superhero. But like I wish Peter were on my team because he would know.
All right, so this one, the two characters that they play were Vicky Vale and Dr. Chase Meridian. I actually posted a picture of Dr. Chase Meridian on Instagram today. Hopefully that led you to the right name there. You can follow me. It's a lot of yellow up there. Jeez, I should change that color for next week. Follow me at Trivia Man. I give out hints, usually 4 or 5 hints, like one per round, to help you out. All right, let's see. 57% of teams got Vicky Vale, 43 got Chase Meridian. All right, last regular question of tonight's game before the post-credits list. Looking for movie titles here again. Movies that earned Oscar wins for Commissioner Gordon actors Gary Oldman and J.K. Simmons. What are the movies for which these two Commissioner Gordons won their Oscars?
This is a fun round. I love the idea of like taking something like Batman and going, how does Batman relate to Oscars?
This one was fun. Idea. This one was fun to write. This was actually a reworking of like one of the earliest rounds that I wrote like 3 years ago. But I kind of just took the basic idea and retooled it. I forget what I even had in the other one. There's also only 2 in a draft of this I had originally. There's only 2 actors who have played Batman who have been nominated for Oscars, which was kind of surprising.
Christian Bale, and are we talking acting Oscars?
Oh yeah, we are. No, and you know what? I just remembered one. It's 3. It's not 2. It's 3. Because it's Bale, Keaton,
Clooney.
and Clooney.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, right. Keaton for Birdman,
But you
right?
could say there's only 2 Batman actors who have won an acting Oscar, because Affleck has a non-acting Oscar.
Hmm.
He has 2 non-acting Oscars, doesn't he?
Yeah, Good Will Hunting and Argo.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. We got Whiplash. All right. Let's reveal your answers here. They are Darkest Hour. That's Gary Oldman in there in Darkest Hour, and Whiplash. Darkest Hour and Whiplash. All right. So that brings us to this is the end here of the trivia portion of the game. This is the post-credits blitz. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Each question has 2 correct answers and 1 incorrect answer. Each correct answer is worth 1 point. But if you pick the incorrect answer, the decoy, it wipes you out to 0. So if you know one for sure and you don't want to risk it, click that one, hit submit, collect your points, and move on. All right. There's going to be 3 of these. They're all going to be callbacks in one way or another to previous rounds from tonight. All right, so here we go with our first post-credits blitz question. We're also going to move. I'm going to be quick on the timer with these. That's why it's a blitz. Number 1, what are the only 2 best animated feature Oscar winners that are not predominantly computer animated? And your options are Spirited Away, Spider-Man, and Wallace and Gromit. What are the only 2 winners so far that are not predominantly computer animated? I think that's about to change.
You think? Would you say Marcel the Shell is
I think Marcel the Shell is a shoe-in, so to speak. I watched that today. It was pretty good though.
I love it.
I never really watched the shorts, but it was fun. It was good. All right.
Did you have a favorite short? Because we watched them also.
For the animated ones?
Yeah.
I think the boy and the mole is gonna win, and I liked it. I thought it was beautiful, but I thought that the ostrich one was very funny and very clever.
So clever. Yeah, I love the ostrich one also.
It's really neat. It's about if you haven't seen it yet, there's like an unauthorized upload on Vimeo, which is where I found it, but it's like a stop motion animation character that becomes aware that he's a stop motion animation character in a there's a reveal, so I won't spoil it. Your answers here are the hand-drawn Miyazaki film Spirited Away, the second winner of this award, and Wallace and Gromit, which is the 2005 winner. That's why I couldn't say it before. It's Wallace and Gromit is the 2005 winner. All right, let's see how everybody did. This one I think was pretty straightforward. So that's why I put it up first. Yeah, almost everybody got that right. All right, here comes your next question in the blitz. What were the first? We talked about black and white Best Picture nominees. What were the first 2 color films to win Best Picture? What were the first 2 color films? And your options are Gone with the Wind, An American in Paris, and Wizard of Oz. You can also say predominantly color films. If there were, there's no curveballs or anything. There's no tricks.
This made me think. So, speaking of like color film as like a technology that's created, when sound was introduced to film, I learned recently that when the first Oscars happened, that sound films were already happening, but they were like, that's a different thing. We can't count it towards, it can't be in competition. So they made it its own separate thing where they I think they honored the jazz singer as like, look, you did something different, but Wings is the Best Picture winner because everyone else is silent. Nuts. It's not fair.
Yeah, that's so crazy. It's so weird. The history of how they integrate certain things and are reluctantly come to accept certain technologies is so crazy. All right, so this one proved a little bit tricky. This one was, I was surprised when researching this one. So the first one is Gone with the Wind in 1939. And then you've got to go all the way to 1951 for the next color film winner, An American in Paris. Gone with the Wind and An American in Paris. Your tip off here was actually that, if you know, Wizard of Oz never won Best Picture, and it was in the same year, 1939, which is like widely considered like the best, like the most stacked year for movies in general. Is like those two, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, a whole slew of classics in 1939. All right, and your final question of the night. This one's maybe worded a little strange, so excuse me. Hopefully, I will explain it a little bit. Hopefully, it makes sense. There are three characters. This one's harkening back to the Joker here. There are three characters that two different actors have won an Oscar for playing. One is the Joker, and the other two both coincidentally live in New York City after relocating from an island. Both of these characters that two different people have won an Oscar for playing have that as their backstory. Where do these two characters each come from? And your options are Cuba, Sicily, and Puerto Rico. All right, starting your timer now. Yeah, it is crazy, this winter, that there was not a single color Best Picture winner through the entire 40s. It's nuts. Like I went back and I looked through it, and I'm like, man, none of these were in color, especially like Gone with the Wind and Wizard of Oz both made such a big impact in the same year for color film, and then just nothing for 12 years. It's crazy. All right, so these two, did you get this one, Meredith? Did you know this one?
I only went with one because I wasn't sure about the second. I went with Sicily for The Godfather.
Right, because one of them is Vito Corleone, and what's his name? De Niro and Brando both won for playing Vito Corleone. The other is Anita from West Side Story, Rita Moreno and Ariana DeBose. And then making your answers Sicily and Puerto Rico. Sicily and Puerto Rico. Both of those characters lived on an island, moved to New York City, and have two different actors that played them. Meredith, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It was so fun.
It was great. And everybody play Meredith's game. Play on every day. It's on every single day, including Saturday and Sunday. It's on Monday and Wednesday. At quiz.nyctrivialeague.com. Play the game, get in there. All right, I'm going to get out of here and let everybody go to bed. Have a great week. See you back here next week for the Ides of March. Enjoy yourselves. Stay safe. Watch the Oscars. Watch the nominees. McClunky.